If you use generative AI to clean up messy meeting notes or run a first-pass review on a vendor contract, you are likely saving hours every single week. But there is a distinct problem with this approach. Because that capability stays entirely confined to your machine, it remains completely invisible. Your organization cannot reward a private shortcut. If you mention it casually in a review, it sounds like a personal productivity hack rather than a corporate capability. To turn that quiet tool use into a recognized career asset, you have to bring it into the open. Over the next few minutes, we will walk through exactly how to construct a structured 5-part business proposal so you can design and deliver a controlled internal pilot project. Before we start, you need one prerequisite. Pick a specific text-heavy bottleneck in your current workflow. Keep that task in mind as we build the pitch. Shifting from an ad hoc user to a recognized internal project leader is the only reliable way to convert your software efficiency into a visible, strategic career asset. Let's build the framework. The biggest mistake experienced professionals make when pitching a pilot is focusing entirely on the technology. The moment you start describing massive context windows or specific model updates, a manager's corporate defense mechanisms turn on. They hear data privacy breaches and complex software licensing conversations. Step 1 of your pitch bypasses that completely. Isolate the operational friction. Define your business bottleneck in plain terms. Focus entirely on the delay it causes the team, like the full day it takes to cut and paste site logs. Do not mention AI. Next is step 2. Describe the practical solution. This is where you must actively avoid the jargon trap. Keep terms like large language models out of the conversation entirely. Frame the tools simply as a silent processing partner. A failing pitch sounds like this: I want to use a new LLM with a massive context window. A successful pitch says, I want to use our enterprise workspace to compress safety log turnaround from 48 hours to 90 minutes using supplied reference parameters. Your manager does not buy technology. They buy practical solutions to immediate operational logjams they already despise. Once you have isolated the friction and the solution, you need to prove the value. Executives do not approve vague promises of efficiency. They approve proposals backed by hard data. That brings us to step 3, define the outcome. Translate your proposed process change into explicit capacity metrics. Calculate the exact number of hours liberated across your desk or senior colleagues' desks that can be redirected to client-facing advisory work. Immediately follow those metrics with step 4, set a narrow timeline. Recommend a strict pilot phase of just 4 to 8 weeks. A brief, finite window reduces the organization's commitment and completely bypasses long-term procurement scrutiny. By pairing conservative capacity metrics with a strictly bounded experiment, you present an initiative that is highly difficult for an executive to refuse. The final hurdle is asking for permission to test the workflow without triggering organizational scope creep. Step 5 is to make a specific ask. Do not request broad policy revisions or permanent software funding. Ask for exclusive permission to apply the supervised workflow to 3 specific upcoming project deliverables using existing software allocations. When you present this structure, you must be prepared for corporate resistance. Step 6 is to neutralize risk and compliance concerns proactively before your manager even asks. First, counter data security fears. Confirm right away that the pilot will operate exclusively within dedicated enterprise workspaces, where source material is legally cordoned off from training public models. Second, address hallucination risks by embedding a mandatory human checkpoint into your workflow description. State explicitly that you will manually verify every material fact, number, and citation against the original reference text before any document moves to publication. By proactively establishing these strict boundaries, your proposal shifts from a dangerous technical gamble into a highly controlled, responsible corporate experiment. You now have a completed, highly structured, and risk-managed business proposal. You have successfully shifted the conversation away from technical specifications and focused entirely on clearing an administrative logjam to improve the team's bottom line. Pick one text friction in your workflow this week. Take this structured proposal, outline your test parameters, and open the conversation with your manager. Step into the light. Bringing your capability out of the shadows solves an immediate bottleneck and generates visible evidence of your technology leadership. It bridges the gap between raw capability and corporate responsibility, positioning you as an indispensable asset.